Chapter 12. Exploring different freelance writing types. When you're starting to dabble in different freelance types and niches, you'll come across a number of different forks in the road. A client might ask you if you do copywriting in addition to blog writing. You might feel like your narrative story structure can lend itself to writing memoirs. While there are many SKUs of freelance writing, travel writing, beauty blogging, journalistic writing, you name it, I'm going to go over some of the most profitable ones below. That doesn't mean that something I don't cover here isn't profitable. These are just the freelance writing niches I've personally had experience in that I can speak to as viable, high-earning options. So if you're curious about different types of freelance writing or want to expand your offerings or switch your niche, this chapter is for you. Picking the right freelance work for you. Finding the right categories of freelance writing is important in order to really work in an area that plays to your strengths. For example, I love memoirs because I love listening to people and asking them questions about their life. I also love long-term projects because I like to get to know my clients on a personal level and really help them dive into their life stories. Think about what your ideal workday would look like and then build an alchemy of freelance work around that. If you love hopping from client to client and chatting with a variety of people at a variety of different companies, maybe copywriting might be better for you. If you prefer digging in deeper with fewer clients and having less calls, maybe developmental editing, memoir ghostwriting is for you. Keep an open mind and don't be afraid of a learning curve. How to write a memoir as a ghostwriter. Memoir ghostwriting is one of my favorite formats. I love crafting a narrative around people's stories and sending them clever questions so they can respond through voice memos. If you also have a natural curiosity about people's lives, this could be a great niche for you. If not, maybe pick a different niche. Generally, here's what the memoir process entails. Getting to know your client. Deep research and background. Interviewing your client and their family, reading anything related to their story, and formulating timelines on major life events. Writing an entire rough draft of a book, sometimes with the help of a writer's assistant to make sure your notes stay organized and you don't miss important details. Interviewing your client on a weekly basis as you write the book, or have them send you voice memos with content to include in the book. Rewriting the book with your client's notes and the notes of any beta readers. Proofreading, polishing the book, and finalizing the manuscript. Memoir ghostwriting is a profitable niche at the higher levels, but you have to charge enough to make writing a whole book worth your time. Ghostwriting books is energy intensive, so make sure your rates reflect that. How to write creative copy as a copywriter. Copywriting is a lucrative but challenging field, with great lessons to teach us as writers. If you're looking to learn how to be economical with words, this path offers a great way to learn. In my experience with copywriting, here are the skills you'll need to hone. Be able to understand how to establish or mimic their brand voice. Understand how to turn boring, technical copy into a bang-in party. Distill complex, utterly convoluted information into an easy-to-understand website homepage or newsletter or whatever. Sell products like it's an art form and wax poetic about candles or whatever your client is selling. Understand your client's mission and help them communicate it to the world. The most important part of writing great copy is to accurately understand what your client is trying to convey. Active listening is a critical component of copywriting. It is for any freelance job, but with copywriting, you are operating in a sort of Sherlockian capacity, trying to understand the heart of what your client is trying to say, and then being the one to help them say it. Copywriting pays really well if you're great at it, but it might take some swings and misses to really be able to hone in on your deliverable. Be super generous with your early clients and offer more rewrites for free if they're not satisfied. The more copy you write, the better you'll get at nailing a company's voice on the first try. If you have a creative background, you can apply storytelling principles to copywriting. Think of copy and brand voices as if they were a character in itself. How will this character communicate best with a target audience? How can you speak to people so they will actually listen? How can you keep your messaging concise? I love the book Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller. It's a great distillation of how to weaponize great copy to help your clients sell their products or services. For more book recommendations, visit amysudo.com/6-figure-freelancer. How to write social media and newsletter copy. From captions to video scripts to ghostwriting for writing forward platforms, copywriting for social media platforms is an art in itself. Social media and newsletter copywriting might feel pretty small if you're an outsider looking in, but in reality, this field is filled with busy professionals who need ghostwriters to help them keep up the content they need to put out on a regular basis. Going viral and building an audience is a prerequisite for everything these days. Want to sell tie-dye onesies? Improve your status as an investor who only invests in carbon-neutral pet products? You'll need an audience for that. And how do you amass a large following? You need content. Every video starts off with a script and an idea. Every newsletter requires pithy, concise recaps of current events. This content doesn't come from nowhere. Great writers make this stuff up. Just know if you dive into the social media space, your clients will also expect you to be in the know with the latest trends and what's winning on the algorithm side of things. If you don't eat, sleep, and breathe the internet every day, this ain't the job for you. But if you want to turn your addiction into a career and love writing short, attention-grabbing hooks and content, this could be the right path for you. Signs you've picked the right type of freelance writing. So, you've picked a format, you've started booking jobs, and you want to know, have I picked the right type of freelance writing for me? Here are some things to consider. Do I enjoy waking up every day and writing about this thing? Am I curious when I'm on client calls? And do I feel compelled to ask them questions both for the project and for my own interest? Am I generally energized by this work? Do I enjoy doing my own research about this subject and reading about it? Do the clients in my niche pay well for freelance writers and value the written word? If you answered no for more than one of the above questions, you may want to keep looking for a niche that fits you. Remember, passion is the secret sauce here. Without passion, you'll lose out on jobs to people who actually care about this stuff. And life is short. Why do something you're not enjoying? I create these voiceovers using Wondercraft AI, a text-to-speech tool that speaks in your voice so you can create more podcasts, audiobooks, and voiceovers, all by just dropping in some text. Use my code SUTO50, SUTO50, or the link in the description below to get 50% off your Wondercraft AI subscription. I get a small commission if you use my code, so thanks for your support. Sending creativity and good writing vibes your way. Amy.